Star Wars Pod Racer. Let's talk about why this game is like no other, and why we may never experience anything like it again. So let's quickly go over what Star Wars Pod Racer is. Basically, it's a racing game, an anti-gravity racing game to be precise. It has you control huge machines that consist of two large engines attached to a small cockpit where the driver sits. Its design and mechanics are really cool. It looks and feels dangerous. A true sport for only the best and bravest pilots across the galaxy. I mean, just think about it. Two large jet engines, so to speak, that hurtles across the desert at over 800 kilometers, floating a few meters off the ground, while your cockpit is then attached to the two engines with a rope. It's insane. So why do I say we will never experience anything like this again? What's so different from other anti-gravity racing games? I mean, there are plenty of those, right? Yes, there are plenty of good anti-gravity racing games out there like Wipeout and Redoubt and F-Zero, but here's the catch, and it's a big catch: the tracks. When it comes to other anti-gravity racing games, they are always set on tracks. Man-made looking tracks, which are normally 2 wide or 3 wide in relation to the size of the craft you are racing. Basically, think of it like an F1 track. It is very structured, and there is no going off the sides or going where you want. You stick to the track or crash. These tracks can sometimes be creative in their own ways, with jumps and loops with boost pads all over the place. Trying to find that perfect angle into a corner and that perfect angle out is very satisfying. But that's with all anti-gravity racing games. They all stick to this track concept: stay on the track. No room for error. This is why Pod Racer is unlike no other. Pod Racer's tracks are not built to be a track. They are tracks formed out of Mother Nature or repurposed landscapes turned into a section of a track that has danger and unpredictability all around. It's basically an off-road anti-gravity racer. Think about MotorStorm, how they do not have built tracks, but instead race in the open world on rough terrain and create their own paths through the uneven terrain. Now look at Pod Racer. It's the same. The tracks can be as wide as the desert or as narrow as a cave because you are racing in the wilderness. It's dangerous, and it means the tracks get to be very creative and far bigger than any Wipeout track. Pod Racer is the only off-road anti-gravity racing game there is, and we certainly deserve a new one. We need to take the anti-gravity racer off the tracks and into the wild. What do you guys think?